After doing battle against the Benjaminites and initially suffering a defeat, the Israelites ask again in verse 23. The Israelites went up and wept before Yahweh until the evening, and they inquired of Yahweh, "Shall we again draw near to battle against our kinsfolk the Benjaminites?" And Yahweh said, "Go up against them." So, divine sanction against the Benjaminites. This is from verses 27 through 28 of chapter 20. And the Israelites inquired of Yahweh, for the ark of the covenant of God was there in those days. This is implying that the ark was used for divination, which I've covered in another video. And Phinehas, son of Eleazar, son of Aaron, ministered before it in those days, saying, "Shall we go out once more to battle against our kinsfolk the Benjaminites, or shall we desist?" Yahweh answered, "Go up, for tomorrow I will give them into your hand." So again, divine reinforcement of the sanction of battling against the Benjaminites. This is from verse 35. Yahweh defeated Benjamin before Israel, and the Israelites destroyed 25,100 men of Benjamin that day, all of them armed. So it's Yahweh defeated Benjamin now. The level of polemic is getting a bit higher. This is from verse 48 of chapter 20. Meanwhile, the Israelites turned back against the Benjaminites and put them to the sword, the city, the people, the animals, and all that remained. Also, the remaining towns they set on fire. Why this treatment? I'm going to read a couple different quick passages here from Deuteronomy chapter 20, verses 16 through 18, and Leviticus 27, verse 29. And also, while I've been using the New Revised Standard up to this point, I'm going to temporarily switch over to the Jewish Publication Society translation of the Tanakh because of the word choice in this case. So, from Deuteronomy. In the towns of the latter peoples, however, which the Lord your God is giving you as a heritage, ye shall let not a soul remain alive. No, you must proscribe them, the Hittites and the Amorites, the Canaanites and the Perizzites, the Hivites and the Jebusites, as the Lord your God has commanded you, lest they lead you into doing all the abhorrent things that they have done for their gods, and you stand guilty before the Lord your God. So this is deliberately making a comparison between the Benjaminites and the citizens of Gibeah to the idolatrous Canaanites. And this is from Leviticus 27, verse 29. No human being who has been proscribed can be ransomed. He shall be put to death. Fairly straightforward. This is from Judges chapter 21, verse 5 and verse 8. The Israelites asked, "Is there anyone from all the tribes of Israel who failed to come up to the assembly before the Lord? For a solemn oath had been taken concerning anyone who did not go up to the Lord at Mizpah. He shall be put to death." They inquired, "Is there anyone from the tribes of Israel who did not go up to the Lord at Mizpah?" No one from Jabesh Gilead had come to the camp, to the assembly. Why is Jabesh Gilead important? In 1 Samuel chapter 11, Saul's victory over Nahash the Ammonite for the people of Jabesh Gilead resulted in Saul being anointed as king. And there's a particular episode in 1 Samuel 11 which is pertinent to this passage. I'm going to read verses 5 through 7. Now Saul was coming from the field behind the oxen, and Saul said, "What is the matter with the people that they are weeping?" So they told him the message from the inhabitants of Jabesh. And the Spirit of God came upon Saul in power when he heard these words, and his anger was greatly kindled. He took a yoke of oxen and cut them in pieces, and sent them throughout all the territory of Israel by messengers, saying, Whoever does not come out after Saul and Samuel, so shall it be done to his oxen. So, there's a deliberate parallel between Saul cutting up the oxen and the Levite cutting up his concubine. They're both meant to be seen as negative things. In verse 11, this is what is supposed to happen to the people of Jabesh Gilead. This is what you are to do. Proscribe every man and every woman who has known a man carnally. This is deliberately making a reference to instructions given by Moses against the Midianites in Numbers chapter 31. It's creating a parallel between the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead and the idolatrous Midianites on purpose, because once again, it's disparaging Saul. This is from verses 19 through 21 of Judges 21. They said, The annual feast of the Lord is now being held at Shiloh. It lies north of Bethel, east of the highway that runs from Bethel to Shechem, and south of Lebonah. So they instructed the Benjaminites as follows, Go and lie in wait in the vineyards. As soon as you see the girls of Shiloh coming out to join the dances, come out from the vineyards. Let each of you seize a wife from among the girls of Shiloh, and be off for the land of Benjamin. Why Shiloh? This is because in 1 Samuel, Eli is the high priest of Shiloh, and his sons are seen as wicked. Who succeeds Eli? Samuel, who's already been looked upon favorably in this passage. And it reiterates at the end of chapter 21, In those days there was no king of Israel. Everyone did as he pleased. So, the reason why I don't accept this passage as divinely inspired is because it's pro-monarchy, and specifically pro-David, and anti-Saul propaganda.